Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday to everyone. It's that time, midweek, when everyone's itching for football. There's no football, and we didn't have any football for Spurs at least last weekend as well. So we're really looking forward to it. This week could not finish fast enough. And so here we are on El Tel Cockerel presenting to you Thoughts from Asia. And we have with me the most wonderful, absolutely consistent, polite, actually the most apparently the politest person on the internet, according to some comments. The most wonderful co-host Chang with us. Chang, how you doing?
Thank you very, 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 very much.
Uh, Chang, I feel like there's a slight
Always a
lag.
pleasure to be back.
Uh, okay, Chang, I think there's still a slight lag. It's like, but it's not a lot. It's like 10 seconds. It's fine. Um, uh,
Okay.
so we have with us a bunch of people joining us from Mia's show. Hi Rob saying Mia Raid, hashtag Mia Raid, and uh, Eugene is here saying hi everyone, big up, hashtag Levy out. Uh, Hi Eugene. I will make sure I remember to put the Spurs Vision TV link in the comment section. And then we have our adult supervising the show. The supervisor is in the house. Eltel Cockerel himself saying, "Have a great show, Ash and Chang. Keep providing the juice and sauce from Asia." And Tequila's here. Say hello, lovely Ash and lovely Laggy Chang.
I have
Chang,
to work on
you
my internet after this. I really have to work on the internet to avoid all these jokes about me being lagging because I know that this is kind of like a sort of rush hour for people who have just got off from work or on their way home at this late evening between 7 to 9 p.m. So there will be some minor internet connectivity issues, but I'm doing my best to work around it. And rest assured, I will address the issues with regards to my internet connectivity issues.
Yeah, but I will say about Chang, Chang is slowly being upgraded by Tequila. He was maybe Lovely Chang, then he became Lovely Chang. Now he's become Lovely Laggy Chang. So it's a beautiful journey that Tequila and Chang are having. So oh, well done to the two of you. And then we have Lee Smithy Smith in the house. The best drip, best the Spurs fan with the best drip, saying Morning Ash and Mr. Chang. And then Rob is here saying good morning, Ash and Chang. And then sorry about that. I feel like Cha- uh, I, this is just one of those technical difficulty shows. We have with us Daniel saying good morning, one love to you, Daniel. And Kem's here. I heard Kem that you were unwell on Mia's show. I hope you're feeling better. I hope that you recover soon. What was wrong with you? Did you have a flu? I feel like everyone is ill. I just came back from like a long bout of flu as well, so I totally get it. Hope you feel better, Kem. And then Tequila saying, slow process, these things take time, Ash. Yeah, absolutely. Before you know it, Chang is gonna be because Chang's a fan favorite. Before you know it, he's gonna have a relationship with everybody. Um, so let's get into it. It's one of it's uh the midweek show. There's not a lot to talk about because there was no football last week. So I figured let's just talk about the game. Like, let's address the elephant in the room. That's the next game. Um, and let's start with a bit of good news. Uh, Apparently, Yogi is back in training. Now, what this means, how fit he is, I don't know. Do you reckon, Chang, that he starts, or do you think he comes off the bench, or do you think he plays at all?
I have my reserved opinions about Udogi being rushed back into the first team immediately after his recovery from injury. I will leave it up to Big Ange and also our medical department to assess his fitness and also his suitability to be available this Saturday against Crystal Palace. But if the lessons from the previous return from injuries, the likes of James Madison, the likes of Bentancur, just to name a few, and also the very unfortunate Ryan Sessegnon as well. How he himself has been set back by another hamstring injury that now requires surgery. If he's not fully fit, I wouldn't rush him back into the starting 11 just for the sake of it. I would really keep him on the bench and maybe look to ease him slowly but surely back into the starting 11, if that makes any sense. But if there's any chance that Udogi is able to start over Ben Davis, and if he is really feeling 100% and back to his usual Udogi self, then of course, why not? He's been such a big miss, put it this way, in our last very disappointing home league loss against Wolverhampton Wanderers. And we sorely miss the likes of having an Udogi or a Poro as our inverted fullbacks. So having Udogi back will be a great boost for us. I make no mistake about it. But again, I have to reiterate: if it's not fully fit, please do not rush him back for the sake of having him on the starting 11. Only then to lose him for a further extended period of injury just because we took the plunge to rush him back into the starting 11. That's what I feel about Destiny Udogi at this point in his recovery.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I feel like we should let him recover also because he's been injured one or two times during this season. It's not like this is the first time he's been injured. So I don't want this to become like a recurring thing. Um and so that's why I feel like we gotta preserve him, maybe put him on the bench and bring him on when we're really frustrated with Davies, so maybe in the last 20 minutes we can sort of make a push for the final part of the game. um so I would really I really like him to sort of be on the bench and preserve him as much as we can. I thought this would be good news, but apparently we're leaving this topic with the idea that we're going to start Ben Davies for another game. So take that as you will. Maybe it's good so for the Ben Davies fans. It's good. Hey, who knows? Who knows who people like? And Kem saying Ash have been wiped out with a virus affected my lungs. I do really. I feel like something's going around across the world because I was ill as well with a virus, so I totally get it. And Lee saying I'd love to see Mr. Chang dance with a doggy. Chang, can you dance at all? Are you uh, are you like, can you bust a move? So everyone Chang can dance. He has proven it today. His laggy dance, but it's dance nonetheless. And then Ben's here. Hi Ben, saying Ash's OG background is back. Yeah, I'm back at my parents' place. And honestly, Ben, I'm really annoyed right now for being back at my parents' place because my parents aren't really coffee drinkers. They mostly drink tea, and the only place nearby that delivers is Starbucks. And I cannot explain to you how much I hate Starbucks. It is the only place that gives you like a large cup of coffee here, but like it's the worst. I hate Starbucks. I wish that the coffee company existed here as well near me. And then Ben's also saying Chang isn't a Vaseline advert anymore. Was a Chang a Vaseline advert? What's that about? Oh well, Chang has left us. Ben, you have annoyed Chang. There you go. And then Lee's here saying Borada everyone. Hello, hi Lee. Uh and then Ben saying, whoops, yeah, now I'm left all alone to do this. You have to listen to, that's your torture now. You have to listen to me for the rest of the hour uh whining about Starbucks. Anyway, um Oh yay, we have Chang maybe back. There we go. Chang is back.
I really
All
do
the
apologize. In fact, this is starting to be a bit of a worry for me right now because I had similar issues 24 hours earlier when I was on Kate's Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs show, and yesterday was bad. I really hope this today's episode with you, Miss Ash, wouldn't be as bad as yesterday's horrible experience. But I'm still trying to work around my internet connectivity issues. So please do bear with me for the next day or two until I figure out a way to get over this internet problem that I'm having right now.
yes, everyone. It's going to be forever for a little while. Laggy Drag and Ash. And hopefully Ash doesn't lag either. You know, Asia is not the best place for good internet sometimes. And Ben saying add to the list of places that the coffee company needs to open: Canada, USA, India, and other parts. Yes, absolutely. And in a way that it's not like a horrible chain like Starbucks, but like a local, I feel good about going here and spending money on this place. Maybe if we could clone Ben, like there should be like 10 Bens and they each place them in a different continent, in a different country. That way everything would work out. Uh, it'll be the Ben army. And then Mia's here saying big up chat. Big up Mia. Thank you for the raid. And then we have supervisor Eltel Cockerell saying thank you for subbing to the channel. Yeah, thank you, Lee, for subbing to the channel. And then Chang has Levy level in Chang. You have been insulted. This is 10 bens would be a threat to global security. No, they'd be Ben 10. See? That makes so much sense. I didn't think about it until you said it as 10 bends. But yeah, Ben 10. Oh my god, that works also. And Mia saying no, 10 yours, hell no. And then Lee's saying, I thought you said you like Starbucks, Benji. Oh well, Starbucks in India may be different from Starbucks in the UK because it really sucks here. Anyway, getting back to the football, uh, let's let's get a little serious, or as serious as I get, I suppose. It's also um so there are a lot of people saying things like, Ange is really stubborn, Ange needs to change. The reason people didn't like Antonio Conte is that he wasn't listening to people and he was continuing to play the way he wanted to play, and it wasn't working. Do you think that those same criticisms apply to Ange? Chang, what do you think?
Well, that's a very interesting way to look at this based on our performances at the beginning of the season and also in the middle of the season when we had all those injuries and suspensions and also players away on international duty, and also the post January transfer window where we saw very lackluster and somewhat disappointing performances by the players, either at home against Wolves, against Brighton, Bournemouth, and then also the disappointing loss to Manchester City in the FA Cup. The way I see it, Big Ange is still trying to work out the kind of tactics that he can try to tinker with, if that's at all possible, with the way he deploys his players in this Ange ball, high press, and high intensity formation and levels of fitness. If there is a stumbling block that would be his sticking point against teams that deploy a sort of low block or a very rigid sort of a defensive park the bus formation at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium when they come to play at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against us. I would actually prefer him having a plan B, and that doesn't seem to be working out at all. If I were to be perfectly honest, his uh, his lack of instructions from the touchline is also something to be addressed. Because if you're to compare maybe someone like a Mikel Arteta and how he's always constantly barking out instructions to his players from the edge of his technical box, if you compare it to Big Ange, He's just standing there, observing the play, not really giving out any instructions, just hoping for the players to sort it among themselves, see how they can figure out among themselves how they're going to go about going against oppositions who deploy the low block. That has to be addressed, I feel, because your players can only do so much with the instructions that you've imparted to them, either before kickoff or during halftime, during the break. But beyond that, if there is a change in formation, or if there's a change in strategy, or even a different a change of pace to how the game is being played out minute by minute, somehow or other, some form of instruction has to be imparted to the players. And Big Ange needs to know how to do this, how to get his word and instructions across the pitch to his players. That I feel is actually the one big missing point with him. His Ange ball system and his tactics works to a certain degree if both sides maintain the same sort of a strategy that they started the game with. But more often than not, as we have been seeing with the last few couple of games at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, that is often not the case. And he needs to know how to tinker either with the flow of the game, or maybe let his players sit back and not having to go full pelt like 100 miles per hour, non-stop pressing, non-stop high intensity. Know when to sit back, know when to reserve yourself, and then look for the opportunistic openings to hit the opposition where it really hurts, when it really matters. But if you're not making any headway, instead of trying to force the issue, maybe let the opposition come to us and look to hit them on a counter. So yeah, in this case, something has to change, because we cannot just be very rigid and be very pedestrian in our footballing mindset when it comes to playing against opposition who know how to counter Ange ball. That's how I feel Big Ange needs to work around his Ange ball tactics from between now to the end of the season.
Yeah, I do agree that, and occasionally he needs to tinker. I've always had difficulty understanding his subs. I feel like three subs at one time it becomes too much, because it just changes the game completely. There are small things where I'd like, like the end of the game, I wish that they would occasionally take the ball to the corner rather than try and score a goal. But the truth is, uh, all of these things being said, I the reason I disliked Antonio Conte was not that he was stubborn and he played his style of play. The reason was that I didn't fancy that style of play to begin with. I didn't want to spend so like um 3 hours of my day watching, like pre-match, then the match, then like you're hungover over it for the rest of the week. I didn't want to spend my time doing that while watching that football. I didn't. If it's going to be 10 men behind the ball, all of us waiting, we'll score a goal, then we'll sit back more, and then we eventually lose the game or draw the game because the opposition is scored because we cannot keep a clean sheet. So I just feel like that is not what I wanted. So the truth is, it's not his stubbornness, but that his stubbornness was attached to a thing I did not care for. Whereas with Ange, I care about the way he plays. I enjoy it. I want to watch more of it, especially when we have our full team back. When once we get our, fullbacks inverted and functioning, not Emerson and Davies, as much as like I appreciate that Davies has put in a shift this season. Emerson, I can't appreciate. Sorry. I love his social media, but maybe he should stick to being an influencer. He'd do great as an influencer. Um, so I wish that we would just not play with them, but at the same time, I also feel like, would you, if I was a manager and I was teaching my team a style of play and it took a while, the patterns of play took a while to learn, would I change that style of play because two players can't play it? uh just because my first two choices are injured and we have Davies and Emerson, would I change the way I play just for that game when we're trying to teach the team a system and a structure? So like those two players would have to change for me, and if they cannot change for me, at least the rest of the team continues isn't confused by my instructions, right? It is possible sometimes when you change it up that the team is confused by the instructions. So I'd like to stay on message, not change the way I play simply because there's one player or two players who can't play it. Like I, because that's what we wanted, right? We wanted Ange for his style of play. So anyone saying that we should change that style of play for just a few games because we have Emerson and Davies, I think that's kind of, it's it's kind of missing the point because it's about the long run here, right? Anyway, that's just my take on it. I gotta um go back to this. Ben and Lee are talking about the Starbucks at Disney, and then Ben says, "I have the power." Well, Ben, you do have the power. What I'm not sure of, what power you're talking about, I'm not sure. Are you modding on this channel as well? I'm not sure. I have no clue who mods on these channels. Oh, I don't even have the power to make that happen. So I do not have the power. And you know, when people say I have the power, in my head I always go, "Hey man, does anyone remember the cartoon series He Man, Masters of the Universe?" I don't know if you it used to come when you were small. Um, and then stay humble, saying that cup's nearly bigger than you. We have established this. Stay humble. I'm really tall, so I'm actually much bigger than I look. And then audio artisans here saying morning peeps, morning audio artisan. And then yeah, when we go to Disney, Ben, I want to join this trip. Lee Smithy Smith and Ben together at Disney. That'd be a fun trip. Then Ben saying not necessarily changing his ways, just realizing that Emerson and Davies are incapable of playing inverted fullbacks and it's costing us games. Yeah, there is. This is true. I just, I want to come back to this. Uh, I do have a like pet peeve with Ange regarding the royal situation. Lee saying I have power also. Thank you, Jose Senor. So clearly Ben and Lee have power. I do not. Can't even make them mods if I wanted to. And then Chris is saying ni hao, namaste, namaste, Chris. So we have the best Agumbar on the planet saying ni hao, namaste to two of us. And then there's Lee saying that was what was so worrying about the Wolves game. We reverted to Conte ball. Yeah. Do you think we reverted to Conte ball, Chang?
I would say this about the Wolves game. It's not necessarily that we reverted back to Conte ball. If you were to look at the stats, we actually had uh, the lion's share of the possession in that game. 70% to 30% is nothing to sneer at. It's just what we did with the ball during that 70% of a possession of the ball that really worries me, especially when you saw a lot of passing sideways and passing backwards without no end product for all that possession that we had. And again, just like the Brighton game, just like the Manchester City game, the Everton away game, the Bournemouth game, we came unstuck by our own doing. It was a unnecessary corner that we gave away that led to them getting the opening goal. It was a header it was unchecked. Put it this way, nobody was marking the Wolves player who got a free header at the edge of the penalty area, and he just had a free shot to pick his spot on either side of the goal post, and that was their opening goal. As far as the second goal goes, that was very bad tracking back by Emerson Royal, allowing Pedro Neto the freedom and space just to have a free run at our penalty box without trying to show him to the corner or rather to the touch line. And I thought that was bad defending and tracking back on this case. But other than that, other than those two chances that we gave away, they didn't really create any chances of their own that is of any notable threat to our goal from open play, apart from maybe a few other counter attacks on the break, which I am very thankful to Guillermo Vicario for keeping us in the game until the final whistle. But yeah, regards to how we sort of like reverted back to Conte ball, it's again this comes back to what I was saying earlier as to how are we dealing with this sort of teams that deploy a low block. Because back in the day when we had the likes of Harry Kane, who could conjure something practically out of nothing, the way, say, we had a Gareth Bale back in the day when he was just an absolute battering ram, and he had this tremendous technique to just take shots from outside the penalty box that could just find its way somehow or other to the top bins and just win the game single-handedly for us. This, I feel, is what's missing with us right now. Players who are somewhat afraid or shy of taking shots from range, and this also has. I've not seen this in quite a long time. Truth to be told, the likes of maybe Kulusevski or Son Heung-min or even who is this? James Madison. I was actually hoping for maybe a shot or two from outside the penalty box, but nothing of the sort happened at home against the Wolves, and that was kind of disappointing to see. So I really do hope something changes this coming Saturday against Crystal Palace, and if we are very serious about our aim to finish in the top four and hopefully for the Champions League next season, uh, yeah, I'm expecting major changes come Saturday kickoff against Crystal Palace.
Um, yeah, I mean, I when it comes to the Wolves game, I do think that there is this tendency we have to fall back, but I don't consider it Conte ball because the intention is always to go forward, and I think that it's just bad defending, like you said, with Royal unable to track back because he's so positionally unaware. That's the reason it felt like that at times. So I actually don't think that we reverted to Conte ball because there is a huge difference in terms of intent. And when you see us going forward, especially, it sometimes even feels like we have only two at the back. So I think it's the very opposite of Conte ball. Yeah, there were times in the Wolves game, I agree with Lee, that we looked like we had fallen back quite a bit. And I think what the problem Lee has, and I think a lot of people have, is that we take more chances in risky areas in the defense than we do actually going forward. So in the final third, uh, those same chances that we should be taking in the final third, those we aren't taking. But I suppose it also looks like that because when we lose the ball anywhere on the pitch, we don't have enough people tracking back to begin with. So for example, I think Bisuma was it who lost the ball in the at the edge of the penalty box, and then I think Wolves made it back all the way till it was a goal opportunity, I think, from what I remember. So because we're so high, it is possible that you can lose the ball anywhere and it becomes a goal opportunity. Um,
Yes,
and
that's
then
true. Yes.
Eltel Cockerell saying, show your appreciation to Ashton Chang with their view from Asia by hitting the like button means a lot to us and your support is invaluable. Yes, absolutely. Eltel is also promising that he will give us more power so that we will have power, saying, Ashton Chang, if you make a comment in the chat, I will gladly both add you both with a spanner. I can give anything as yet as I'm small, so he can hand out spanners. So yes, I am replacing you. I am the mod mother. So that's gonna happen at least on this channel. Um, and then Ben is saying Ash is a tall gal. Yes, I am. I am tall. Um, and then there's me saying make me god or mod. And and then Jose has actually done that. I have a spanner now. Yay. This is actually, weirdly, I've been on so many channels. This is the first time someone has made me a mod. I feel like nobody trusts me to be a mod. I don't understand it. I'm such a responsible person. I'm sure Chang is a mod somewhere, but
Yes,
I
yes, you
don't
are.
trust
Yes, you are
mods.
very responsible.
Yeah, nobody offers me modship. It's like nobody trusts me to be like the mod police. It's so
Your time will
unfair.
come. Believe me when I say this, your time will come.
Yeah. And then Tequila is saying, thanks for the spanner, Eltel. So see, Tequila gets to be mod. He's an adult. And then he's also saying congrats on the 200 subs. Absolutely. And everyone, let's make this 200, 500, and then 1,000, and then 1,000,000. It's going to happen eventually. And cheers, Tequila. It's been a slog, but it's worth it. Yeah. Y'all can support. If you support Eltel, then it'll happen. Yes, absolutely. And uh, yeah, Ben is saying, I'm the mod of mods. Yeah, absolutely. Ben is the mod father. And then Ben said, I'll make you mod. Yes, I will turn up on the next coffee company. I will turn up and I will test this. It is going to happen. And then yeah, Chang is now a mod. And it's like knights. Only a knight can make a knight. Yeah, well, why is nobody knighting me? I know lots of knights. I know you, and I know Eltel, and I know Colin. I'm not even modern on Talking Ball. Anyway, that's a complaint for another day. Um, Coming back to the Royale situation, do you think he should just finally be dropped? Like we have seen clearly that he's positionally unaware. We know Dragushin can play that uh, right back role. Do you think that we should just drop him? Or, some people have
Of
suggested
course,
Sar right back as well.
Dragushin first and foremost. I would really love to see Dragushin given his chance because other than the debut away at Old Trafford against Manchester United in the league, and I can't remember what was the follow-up match. Was it Brentford or Bournemouth? One of those games where he also made a very late cameo appearance, substitution at the end. Other than those two late cameo substitutions, he's not really been given a chance, has he? And which is a crying shame, really, after us having gone through all that effort to beat Bayern Munich to his signing, and after all that hoo-ha of us getting over Bayern Munich, and we've not really deployed him, if that makes any sense. We've not really made use of him, which I find very, very, very depressing and disappointing. Mm, what can I say? What can I say? Yeah, definitely Dragushin over Emerson Royal anytime, any day. But again, I'm not Big Ange, and I really believe Big Ange has his justifications why maybe Emerson Royal is better suited, or why he feels Dragushin is still not ready to start just yet. I'm not going to second guess his tactics or why this is such, but I would back Big Ange all the way. In Big Ange, we all trust, is as the motto goes. And between now and the end of the season, whoever Big Ange decides to deploy, we just have to trust in him. We really hope for the best for anyone, regardless if it's Ben Davies, if it's Pedro Porro or Dragushin or anyone else that takes to the pitch. We will give these players our full backing and support.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you there. But I gotta say hi to the most. We have a beautiful person appearing in our chat, and very famous person indeed. We have Kate from Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs saying big Ash and Chang, big up Ash and Chang. So we have a celebrity in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Um, and then Tequila saying, "You the host, Ash. Ash wants to take over the world." And world domination. It's gonna happen, uh all I need is a white cat and then I can go $1 million. um yeah, and everyone's saying hi to Kate. And then Lee saying we're awful on set pieces. Dragushin's height would help us defend. He definitely deserves a chance. Yeah, you know what I feel is, like, if I have to believe and said that you show me what you're like in training and you show me what you're like on the pitch and the best players play, right? That's what he told us when he came in. He said that people play on merit, not on names, and all of that. He kind of cleared out some of our deadwood. Eric Dyer left, Larice left, a lot of people left. It looked like it was all heading in a positive direction. Now I'd like to have him put his money where his mouth is. Like Emerson Royale has not been performing. He has clearly shown that he cannot play the fullback role the way you want him to. So if that's the case, then try something else. I don't now what it is that you want to try. That's up to you. Whether you want to put Dragushin there and because he can play that role, if whether you want to put Sar there because he often helps out Pedro Porro anyway. However you want to do it, you have 2 weeks. You had a game cancelled in the middle. You have 2 weeks of training to set it up. So I would like to see it happen. Otherwise, you're sending the wrong message to the team. You're telling the team that no matter how you play, whether you play well or whether you play badly, just because there's nobody else, I will not I will not substitute you because your place is guaranteed as long as you are the only traditional person for that position. Like I think that that's the wrong message to send. I think that everyone, like even Madison and Sunny, if they play badly just because they are the sort of traditional people for that position doesn't mean that they're entitled to it. Everyone has to play for the badge and have everyone has to prove themselves every game. So I hope that he plays somebody other than Emerson Royale. Who
This
that is?
This
Yeah, go on.
actually brings back something that I remember Danny Rose saying on that All or Nothing documentary, if you remember, when Jose Mourinho was still in charge. Because I remember Danny Rose also did say something along the lines, if this person is playing badly, why hasn't him been dropped from the match day squad? Why is he still being continuous picked game after game after game? And Danny Rose himself was brave enough to come forward and speak his mind with regards to this on the Amazon All or Nothing documentary, if you remember this from a few years back. And I really do hope this does not repeat itself under Big Ange.
Yeah, I agree as well. Like there are, you know, Danny Rose, as much as he was controversial, there were things that he said about Spurs that made sense. I didn't, maybe I wasn't happy with the way that he said it, or, the whole I have to Google players when they come here. But he wasn't wrong about a lot of things about Spurs. So, and I wish that somebody would have taken what he was saying seriously. I mean, for Spurs fans understood, but. Uh, and everyone, yes, Tequila's doing his mod job, unlike me, and putting all of the wonderful channels that we subscribe to and this community adores. So we have Ben's channel, the Coffee Company. Make sure you subscribe to it, and we have Kate's channel. Oh wait, this is Talking Ball. Yes, subscribe to Talking Ball, everyone. But we have Kate's channel, Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs, which is also Ellie's channel. So if everyone give Kate, Ellie, and Jim some love, subscribe to their channel because we love them. Um, and Ben's here saying if Dragushin plays, we have played three at the back because I don't see him playing as an inverted fullback. Uh, yeah, I actually agree with this. I wouldn't. I can't say for sure what what. Maybe we play Dragushin. It's really out there. Okay, just everyone don't come at me. But maybe we play Dragushin and Romero's role and try Romero. Wait, he's not fast enough. Sorry, I was thinking out loud there and I realized it wouldn't work because I think Romero actually works as a midfielder. I think he works as a six. But he doesn't work as a fullback. You're sorry. That thought finished in my head aloud badly. Anyway, um, yeah, I tend to agree with Ben. I think Sar might be a better option there than Dragushin, just because we wouldn't be able to play the inverted role. Otherwise, we switch to a back three. Uh, and Yeah, then so that's the defense sorted. We have agreed that nobody wants Royale. And I suppose we have also agreed that Odogi comes off the bench or he doesn't play because we want to preserve him. So then Davies starts. That means that Davies starts. So defense is sorted. Midfield. How what do we do with our midfield? Chang, who do you see? Who are the three people you see as starting?
The three midfielders that I would like to see start this Saturday against Crystal Palace would have to be Madison. He has to be the linchpin, or rather the maestro, who's pulling all the strings in midfield. That's why we got him in the first place. Truth to be told, however much we paid Leicester City for his signing after they got relegated. So behind Madison, I'm hoping to see Pape Matassa back there because he was actually the biggest player which I missed during the international duties, either for AFCON and the Asian Cup. Pepe Matassa was the midfield engine, the box to box, very young Yaya Toure, if that makes any sense. And now that we have Madison, we have Pepe Matassa. The third final midfielder would have to be Bissouma, assuming this is also assuming that Bentancur has still not found his form yet. So Madison, Pape Matasar, Bissouma. That's the three midfielders which I will start against Crystal Palace on Saturday. Although I wouldn't rule out a late inclusion of Bentancur at some point in that game, either in the second half or when things aren't going too well for us, because I really do hope that Hoybier Hoybier and Oliver Skip should not be coming on in this sort of games where it is seen as a must-win game, unless there is no other choice for us than to bring them on in place of one of our midfielders who badly needs a rest. Uh, don't get me wrong, Oliver Skip and Pierre-Emile Hoybier have been very loyal servants to the club, especially in our very tough and trying times. But this is not the time to experiment or to try to give players some game time just so that they can boost their chances or their hopes of making the national squad for Euros 2024. Right now, we need all the firepower and all the midfield creativity we can muster in order to get as many points in our push to secure top four after having seen Manchester United drop points against Fulham last weekend at Old Trafford. So my midfield pairing this Saturday, James Madison has to start. That is a given. Pepper Matassa beside him, and either one of Bissouma or Bentancur, whichever one Big Ange prefers in that midfield.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think unless so personally, I think that technically, theoretically on paper, our best midfielder is Bentancur. At least in terms of what we have seen from him after he came to us, and under Antonio Conte, our best midfielder is Bentancur technically, and I think he can play in any system in any way. That was what he was like pre-injury, and I think we just brought him back too fast from injury, and we are now repenting because he's not hit the ground running, which is often the case with a long injury. So I think that our currently Sar, Bissouma, and Madders would be our midfield trio. I really hope Madders has found some form. A lack of creativity in the last couple of games has been astounding, and that's all down to Madders not being able to connect with the forwards. So I really hope that he's found some form, because if he hasn't, I would honestly, if he doesn't do well in this game, I would think about dropping him. I really would, because if he's not going to give us, he's he's a luxury player if he doesn't give you the creativity we require. Um, so I really hope that he does. He does give us that. Ben saying if Dragusin plays, we have played three at the back. Oh no, we have done this. Um, um, oh wait, I missed a comment here. Ben saying VDB. Oh wait, Ben's come up with an alternate solution for the defense, which is VDV at left back, Romero and Dragushin as centre backs, and Sar as right inverted fullback. What do you think of this, Chang?
Hmm. This is a very interesting. This is a very interesting formation or very interesting tactic that Mr. Benjamin Kaufman has come up with to deploy Van der Ven as our left back and Romero and wow, centre back. I see. Okay, Dragushin as a centre back and maybe Sar as an inverted full back. Sar as an inverted fullback might work to a certain degree of success, although it might actually be not so dissimilar with what Pochettino tried to do when he played Sen Heung-min
So
as a right back in that very disastrous FA Cup semi-final loss to Chelsea. So Pape Matassa as an invented fullback, I mean, it could work technically, but it might be a bit too risky to try and experiment with Pape Matassar as an inverted fullback at this juncture of our season. Uh, this is very interesting. I
the
would
only
certainly. Yeah, you were saying, Miss Ash.
The only problem I have with this is that VDV, he's our last line of defense in the center. Like you see in the Wolves game, he was literally like running to right back and playing Emerson's role. He was running
Yes,
to the
yes,
center and sort of like defending there.
yes.
He was running to
Correct.
the left
Yes,
and defending there as well. We depend on his pace as the last line of defense. If he's all the way as left back, and he's playing that inverted role maybe, so he's coming to the midfield, he doesn't have the time to run back, go to the right, go to the left. He just doesn't, like, he's fast, he's not Superman,
yes, yes.
he's he can't run fast in the speed of light. So I think that, let's give him his humanness back, and let's not, encourage the hamstring injuries. Let's let him stay at center back so he can play the role that he's been playing until now. So like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's playing the position he plays really well, and so I don't want to see him move out of it. That's where I'm at least. And then Chang saying he currently doesn't have his own channel, but he's on a lot of other channels, such as Persuasion TV, where he's helping Mr. Eugene, as well as other shows. Um, yeah, we all love Chang. We want Chang. I'm in the same sort of boat. I don't have my own channel, but I'm here and I'm active. It's kind of happening. I don't think I'll ever have my own channel because my day job doesn't allow it. And then Kemp saying, agree, Chang, Andrew one experiment will rely on the experienced players, especially in the middle. Yeah, yeah, I see it going like that as well. I agree with you, Kem. And then Ronnie saying, Eltel Udogi is fit and ready. Poro looks to be out. Yes, we discussed this. And we have Nate Pie. Hello, Nate. And as Jacob would say to the rest of the Pie family, uh, hello to you. And then Lee saying, sacrilege, I know, but I'm not too bothered about finishing top four at the moment. Rather be in Europa. Think we got a chance of winning that. The Champions League can wait till Andrew's got the team he wants. What do you feel about this, Chang?
Very interesting. Let's see now. Uh, okay. If we are to move forward as a club, not just as a squad, to move forward as our club and also to match the ambitions of the players that we've recruited, and also to try and win over some of the fans who've been just very, very frustrated with our lack of silverware or trophies over the years, with having Enoch and Daniel Levy uh, as our stewards all this while. Top four and Champions League qualification will be seen as the bare minimum. if we are serious in progressing as a club, now that we've been officially crowned the champions of FFP back in January. So with our FFP standing, with the kind of players that we are trying to look to bring in for future development, whether it's Luka Vuskovic from Croatia or Bergvall from Sweden, and even Dragushin to a certain extent. I feel that Champions League should be seen as the minimum requirement to attract the best talent from all over the world, not just from Europe and Britain, but from maybe even Africa and Asia as well. If we are to take that next step in our evolution as a top club in Europe, not just FFP champions, but also maybe hopefully champions of Europe one day. Hopefully that's within our lifetimes, within all our lifetimes. We will be crowned champions of Europe at some stage. But yeah, this season alone, I feel that if we do not get top four, it won't be the most disastrous outcome because we are still in a very experimental stage. Big Ange is still trying to get rid of a lot and a lot and a lot of dead wood. The likes of maybe an Emerson Royal, Sessegnon, this Hoybier or Ben Davis, even finding a second backup goalkeeper. Now that we've seen Fraser Foster pretty much approaching the end of his career right now and picking up an injury as well. So yeah, getting a very reliable backup goalkeeper that is willing to sit on a bench that also has to be looked at in the long term. But not finishing in the top four or getting Champions League next season will not be seen as a major disaster, but it's something that all of us are well and truly hoping for if we are to be, serious contenders for honors, not just in Britain, but in Europe as well.
Yeah, you know the thing I have, the problem I have with Daniel Levy, and why I think it's good that if we didn't qualify for top four, is that Daniel Levy always spends money on the team to get back into the top four. That's his number one priority. So I feel like if Ange made top four, Daniel Levy would just go, "That's it, job done," achievement, like level unlocked, and now we're just going to stay here and never sort of challenge the big boss. Like, I don't know if anyone here plays like RP, like role playing games and stuff, or like games where you have to clear levels with dungeons and these type of things. But there's always like that boss room, and Daniel Levy's on these side quests, where he's like, oh, top four achieved. Now let's just do side quests and like not spend any money. I feel like if we don't qualify for top four, that's when he'll put the money in. Like, he'll only take it seriously if we're in Europa and he wants to get back to the Champions League and earn all of that money. So want I don't want us to I'm not saying I don't want us to qualify top four. Obviously, you want your team to qualify as high as possible. But I'm saying maybe if we don't qualify for top four, it might be a blessing in disguise, simply because then Levy will actually cough up the money in the transfer window to give Ange what he wants. So uh, that's where I'm kind of at. And then Jose is telling Ronnie that Udogi probably won't start, but he's back in training. And Tequila, the answer to this is always unfortunately, very unfortunately. It's heartbreakingly unfortunate, but the answer to this is not fit. He has now broken his other hamstring as well. Broken, torn his other injured his other hamstring as well. It's very heartbreaking. I feel, I genuinely, like, my heart goes out to this player because now it's been more than a year. I don't know how long it's been. He came back for one game and now he's back with an injury to his other hamstring. Um, our medical team is clearly failing him. They should have sent him for surgery a year ago, year and a half ago, for the previous hamstring injury instead of waiting for so long. Um, I feel like he should change his doctors. He should like, he should not rely on our medical team for sure because they are failing him. And maybe he should go for a longer checkup, because it might be necessary to for some doctor to sit this kid down and be cruel to be kind, and say that perhaps like uh, the intense pressure that the modern game puts on your body, maybe you may not be able to your body may not be able to cope with that, because it's been so long since this kid has now played professional football. It feels like it'd be a long road ahead of him if he wants to continue playing professional football. So it is a very unfortunate situation. And I really hope him the best of luck and good, like I hope he is hale and hearty. I hope he recovers. And I want to be kind to him, but I do wish that somebody would, uh, take his case more seriously, and he would ask, I feel like he's not getting the right help at the right time, and I really hope that that changes. Ben saying Sar is athletic, technical, and energetic. Everything an Ange fullback is, and an excellent ball carrier. Yeah, I have no problem with Sar being right back. I think it would work. Uh, and Tequila is saying he is only Jan Vertonghen is Superman. Tequila, there is only one Superman. It's Jan Vertonghen. And then Ben is saying it is broken though. No, the way we play is broken. But the way VDV plays center back is not broken. Ben, VDV is an excellent center back. I would argue currently our best center back. And then Ben is saying we leak goals like a sieve. That is true, but I do not think that it's VDV's fault that we do so. And then Rob saying, I have to say, Ash and Chang are so knowledgeable about the game. Thank you so much, Rob. I'm 70 and have been a season ticket holder and a fan for 60 years. So take this as a great compliment. Oh, that is amazing. 60 years. That's insane. Uh, who wears glasses? Um, Oh well. David saying boom. So David has arrived with his characteristic energy. He's just like, I'm dropping the mic. Boom. Yeah, we're also Tiger Cup champions. Don't forget Chang. Don't forget the Audi Cup, the Tiger Cup, all of these wonderful things that we have, uh, uh, milestones we have achieved. And then Eltel's saying good evening to David, and David saying we need goals like an Australian border force. I do not know what the Australian border force is like, so I cannot comment on that, David. Everyone saying hi to each other. And then David is saying, Ash and Chag, you rock. Yes, absolutely, we do. And then Daniel Levy is an NPC, Ash. Yeah. So an NPC for everyone else is the non-playing character. So in the game, you see like this person being like you'll enter a cafe and there'll be like the waitress who sort of gives you the challenge for the next level. That's an NPC. Uh, and then Chang saying Tiger Cup champions. We'll never sing that. We'll never sing that. And then David saying broke the like button. Yeah, everyone press that like button like it's broke, like you're going broke. Um, and then Chang saying good evening to good evening to David. And then Sam is here saying hi. Hi Sam. How you doing? You all right? Ben saying, yeah, I agree with this. We are nowhere near Champions League level. I feel like if we got in, we'd be a fish out of water. Um, I feel like the stress that of playing the Champions League would be too much for us, and our league form would also suffer. I would rather that we qualify for Europa, and that we improve as a team. Not that I'm saying that not that I'm saying that I don't want the team to do well and qualify for top four. Lee's saying, blimey, how many black cats has poor Cess run over? Yeah, poor guy. When we were getting bossed by Gary O'Neill at home, we were getting smashed by Carlo Ancelotti, Pep, Simeone, Allegri, and co. Yeah, I agree with this, Ben. I do agree with this. Um, and then Potomac is saying, never want to see Davies or Emerson in and around the box. Oh my God, you and every other Spurs fan on the planet Potomac. Um, and then I reckon there are a lot of permutations available for sure. Yeah, I do agree with this. Clark Kent or VDV in this case. Okay, fine. We agree to. We will give VDV the Superman tag. Tequila. I concede to the force that is tequila. He is Superman. Um, and then Potomac saying FA Cup match against City showed everyone our weakness from back to middle. Pep's masterclass. All teams saw where our biggest weaknesses were. I actually think that our weaknesses were exposed before this. I think that the first Wolves game, the Brighton game before, after that, I think that those were actually even the Villa game. I think that our weaknesses were very much there for the world to see after those three games. I feel like Pep did capitalize on that, but I feel like it was there to be seen before that as well. Um, yeah, everyone's people are okay. People are hooking up with each other on WhatsApp. I do not know for what purpose. I hope that it's all kosher. Um, and then Lee saying, "Don't anyone let anyone knock the Tiger Cup. It helped make us the most popular English club in Asia." Yeah, well, speaking as someone from Asia, nobody cares. What do you think, Chang?
Tiger Cup and all of these friendly tournaments or friendly internationals that take place uh, outside of Britain and Europe, this is actually something that if I were a Spurs player or if I were a fringe player, I would really love to opportunity to play in a knockout or rather a round robin international friendly tournament because the exposure as well as the publicity that comes with playing in this sort of tournaments when I know that my chances are going to be very, very few and far between when the proper league and the proper European knockout games take place. This is something that the fringe players should really look to grab the bull by its horns and look to use this as a platform to showcase their talents and also how they can be of use and help to the squad as a larger unit when the proper season gets underway. For me, I would say that, of course, this isn't the most prestigious competitions to be taking part in, but it still is something to look forward to. If you are one of those players, say like an Elfie Divine or a Jamie Donnelly, even a Troy Parrott or Dane Scarlett, when you see how almost almost little to no chance at all to actually break into the first 11 or even make it to the bench. So yeah, this sort of tournaments are actually what I look forward to at the beginning of every season to see which of our youngsters or youth players from the academy are finally going to take that next big leap or the next big step from the academy into the senior squad. This is the one time of the year where we will see if any of these youngsters really are going to make the grade, or are they going to be shipped out again on loan to another foreign club just to give them regular game time for them to develop their game. So let's not count our chickens too soon. Let's not undermine or downplay the importance of this international friendly tournaments because you never know when we are going to unearth our very next hurricane from this friendlies.
Yeah, who can disagree with that? That's the well said, Chang. And then we have Bobby K in the house saying, "Good morning, Ash, Chang, and everyone in the chat." Hello, Bobby K. Um, everyone, Bobby K is here, so that reminds me, please go subscribe to Three Spurs Boys, because that's where the fun is at. um and David saying Ben need to get a membership. So David, this that memberships would only be possible on El Tel Cockerel if you get us to a place where we're monetized. That means that y'all have to like and subscribe, and you have to find other people to subscribe. So, tell your neighbor, tell your friends, tell your family, and if you hate us, then tell people that you hate so that they're subjected to us. So it's on you to make this happen. And then Tequila saying King Kong sounds like some kind of fish bar to me. um and then David saying all kosher Ash. um Everyone saying hi to each other, and this is the link to Bobby K's channel. So and then Ben is saying, I'm certainly the kosher enforcement officer here. Yeah, Ben. That's that's why I'm the mod on this channel. You're not a mod on this channel. Wait, I don't even know if Ben's a mod on this channel. But anyway, we move because we have spent too much time on a game that doesn't require this much conversation. Uh, Forwards. What what are we doing with forwards? Do we have any? Are we putting any in? What do you see the forward line looking like?
I would love to see Son Heung-min back and the center forward position. That much is true. As much as I want Richarlison to continue with his rich goal scoring form, now that he's hit double figures, but sad to say, against Wolverhampton Wanderers, yet again he was missing that game, and not only missing, it seems that his first touch and ball control has let him down time and time and time again in that disappointing loss at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. So now that Song Heung-min is back from the Asian Cup and that he's fully fit and he's looking to get our season back on track for a top four finish, I would love nothing more than to see Son Heung-min deployed in that centre forward position, and if maybe say Richarlison isn't up to the task of filling in over in a left wing or a left centre forward or a left wide player, we still have Timo Werner to call upon, uh, or even Brandon Johnson if Big Ange deems Brandon Johnson is suited down the right. The other big news and the other big positive, not only is Destiny Udogi back, Manor Solomon, a very, very long-term injury, is back as well, Manor Solomon. So we could very well see Manor Solomon coming back again on left centre forward or left wing duties for us, either this weekend or in the next few coming games to come. So we have options. Make no mistake about that. We have options on the left wing. On the right, whether or not Kulusevski retains his spot down that right wing is also up for grabs, because apart from maybe his early goal in the game against Wolves, I thought really didn't offer too much down that right wing channel at home against Wolves. Although the statistics would suggest otherwise, and that he had quite a good or rather a decent game against Wolves, but apart from maybe a few chances and that early goal against Wolves, he wasn't really all that effective. So again, I think this all revolves around having Son Heung-min as our centre forward, and on the left and the right, it's pretty much a toss-up whether will we see Timo Werner, are we going to see Richarlison down the left, are we going to see Brennan Johnson down the right, if we really need pace and we need some bites going down those flanks. I really do hope that Big Ange sorts out our forward line, and he has to get us firing again. Because if our defense is still going to be leaking goals from between now to the end of the season, we have no other choice than to outscore the opposition in every single league game from between now to the end of the season, whether it's at home at N17 or away at Liverpool or say away at Aston Villa. Oh no, we already played away as no. Yeah, we still have to play away at Aston Villa. Yep. So yeah, we have to outscore the opposition. So it's up to Big Ange whether is he going to maintain having one centre forward or maybe have two forwards up front. We will have to just wait and see. But yeah, my forward line will be ideally San Heung-min centre forward, maybe a Timo Werner or a Richarlison down the right. I mean, sorry, down the left, and then a Brennan Johnson or a Kulusevski down the right.
Um, so I agree with everything you've said, which is why what I'm going to say now will sound ridiculous. But I feel
Go
like
right ahead. Go ahead.
um, I feel like all of the points you said make sense for the second half of the game. Like I feel like in the starting of the game, let's just kill them with pace. They're not the fastest team on the planet. This manager Glasner, he likes to play with really. So from Eintracht Frankfurt, like the one thing that was very very clear about their game was that he liked pace. Like all of his players, his team moved as a unit. They were really fast. They really enjoy like required a lot of pace. He doesn't have that with Crystal Palace. Eze and Elise are both out. Injured. Eze may be back, but it's a question mark. And even if he does come back, pardon me, he's not the fastest. He's got deceptive speed, but he's not like a. I wouldn't say he's a pacey winger per se. Not the way Timo Werner is. So I would say that we start really fast. So we start with Sunny in the center and Johnson and Werner on either of the sides. And then once they're tired, like we tire them out by running at them. And once they're really tired, then we bring on Richie to play on the left and trouble them, you know? Because when you're tired and you're annoyed, Richie can be the death of you. So I feel like it would make a lot of sense if we started with pace and then we kind of brought Richie and Kulu in to like uh, bother them, badger them, you know. So it's probably like most people probably wouldn't agree with that, especially dropping Kulu. I know there are a lot of people who would not be okay with dropping Kulu or Richie actually because he's hit a purple patch. But you know, just give it a try. Just go with the fastest three forwards you have, which is Sunny, Johnson, and Werner, and see where that takes you. I just want to see it. I want to see how fast we can be on, especially because we tend to look a little slow sometimes when we're passing out and it's all very ticky tacky. You know what I'm saying? So I'd like to see it. um, Potomac saying when there's a big difference when our players use two touch passes to one touch. Our defenders and midfielders are two touch, Brighton one touch. Difference is huge. Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm talking about. Sometimes when we're passing, we do it so slowly. We look so stodgy when we're passing that we're just not fast enough. So I'd like to see Madison get the ball, quickly release the wingers, and them just running at the opposition and see where that takes us. You know, because I've seen that with Ange's team. Celtic had that, so I'd like to see it here as well. And we have a resident scout in the building. Jishnu is here saying we are going for a treble next season. Bring in Varela, Zambrano, and Nusa. Yes, Jishnu, keep us informed on the Varela progress. um Sun was tequila saying Sun over Richie for me up front. Yeah, I agree with this. Tequila. I think Chang and I are on the same page when it comes to this. And then David saying we need our youngsters having full exposure to preseason. Yeah, and he's also saying he's trying his hardest to get us subs. We appreciate it, David. And then Potomac is saying 3-5-2, Sun Richie, 4-3-3, Solomon Sun Kulu. So he's saying that if we're playing uh three at the back, then we play two up front, which is Sun and Richie. And then if we're playing 4-3-3, then he would go for Sun, Kulu, and Solomon, Sun, and Kulu. Um, and then David saying, wait till I'm rocking the talk and ball merch. Disappointed there ain't no flip flopping G strings. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, David, you would be disappointed. I appreciate the nod to comfort. G strings are not the most comfortable thing on the planet. Having worn one, I can tell you. And then David saying, definitely deaf not, but haha. I have no clue what that means,
Definitely
David.
not. Definitely not. Mhm.
Oh, definitely not.
Blue
Oh, great, great,
false
yes.
nine.
Kulu False 9, what do you reckon? What do you reckon?
Hulu false nine works to a certain extent if the opposition is there for the taking. Because as much as Kulu has the potential to be deployed as a false nine, he sadly doesn't have the kind of pace or the kind of sudden burst of speed to beat his man uh, in a edge ball system. Uh, yeah, I mean, it could work technically maybe against a lower league or a lower tier opposition, but in the Premier League, yeah, that's going to be kind of difficult to work around. I mean, it could. I mean, technically, you could try to do that maybe against maybe relegation contender at the beginning of the season when there's not much to play for. But again, this goes back to what I was saying earlier that maybe now might not be the best time to experiment with anybody playing in unfamiliar positions. And Kulusevski as a number nine just might fit into that category of trying not to fix that which isn't broke.
Yeah, yeah, I see that as well. I agree with that. Potomac saying low block or not, our players need to make more off the ball movements to create space. Football fans too often only watch the ball, watch the movements, especially Sunny's. You might appreciate him more. I agree with this 100%. um like the amount of and I tell you, some of this is because we're football fans, but some of this is also because of TV watching. You know what happens with TV watching is that because the camera just follows the ball, you there is a camera bias view to watching football when you're watching on TV. That doesn't exist when you're watching the game live, because you can see the off the ball movements that someone might be doing on the other side of the pitch, that someone might be doing in defense or in offense when they don't have the ball and they're running into space, waiting on a through ball. So I do think that and I also think that sometimes TV watching also trains the fans wrong, because they, even if they're watching the match live, then they tend to follow the ball rather than to follow the movement of players off the ball. And so sometimes because of that, we underrate people's off the ball work, especially players like Sunny, who's off. I think the biggest improvement Sunny has had since he's come here from Leverkusen is that from his first season to now, his off the ball work has improved phenomenally. And I think that part of that could be working under people like Jose and Conte. Um, Poch as well, but like I do believe that Sonny's off the ball movement improved under Jose and Conte. Um, Ash is Jose sooking. This could be looking or cooking. I'm guessing it's looking. Uh, Big up Chang for promoting the raffle. Yes, everyone. Just a girl who loves Spurs. Chang's honor is on the line. Um, And then Tequila is saying, I'm a simple man. Someone says G string, I take notice right away. And Donna, it's been a while, Donna Cullen. Wagwan, Miss Aishwarya, you were not around for long. I thought you went to make movies with Abhishek and Shah Rukh. I wish, Donna, I'm not pretty enough for Bollywood. Um, uh, then David's saying off the ball is so underrated. And he's also saying, I'll shut up. No, never, David. Not on this channel. It's your channel. Um David is saying the perception is lost. Absolutely. And we have Leo in the house saying, good morning, my homies. Good morning to you, Leo. Um, and we have Shanti Sabarwal, which I'm guessing is well, we all know who Shant Sabharwal is, saying Ash ji oye Ash ji thoda doodh aur shakkar milega मैंने पैलेस के आगे. So basically saying, don't like jinx the palace game. um it's like a, never mind, it's complicated. Ben saying morning to Leo. And then Shanti's apparently praying for us and making sweets for the palace defeat, for us to win. And then David saying LTEL is over 200. Woohoo! Yeah, woohoo! Um, everyone saying hi to each other. And then yeah, everyone's just talking to each other, except for Potomac, who's giving me a thumbs up. Always appreciated Potomac. Okay, let's get down to it. Palace. Do they have a new manager bounce? Chang, new
Yep,
manager
they definitely
bounce?
do.
Palace?
The new manager bounce is going to be very evident this Saturday. It happens to all teams, not just Crystal Palace. Any new team where they have a new manager, the players, uh, first and foremost, they are going to be the ones who have something to prove to the new manager at the helm of the club. And yeah, you could say that this has been a long, long, long time coming. Roy Hodgson, may he have a deserved retirement from the beautiful game after all the years he's given. And if there is one club who really deserves this new manager bounce, it's going to be Crystal Palace. Although I would still fancy our chances against them. Never, ever, ever underestimate a team with a new manager, because all the players are going to be playing out of their skins for this game, just so that they can prove their worth away from home. All the more so for them to really show what they are made up of. And we have to really take this game very, very seriously. We cannot afford to take this game lying down. I can foresee that Crystal Palace are going to try and deploy something maybe unorthodox against us, especially now that they do not have Ezekiel, Eze, and also Olise to rely on when they take to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against us. So yeah, this new manager bounce, let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens on Saturday. Let's just see whether the players are up for it, whether they have learned anything from Roy Hodgson, and whether or not this new manager is going to be around for the foreseeable future.
Um, yeah, I mean, let's hope that there's no new manager bounce. But I gotta say before that, there's some interesting conversation happening in the chat. Um, Leo saying it's my favorite day of the week, BB Day. Um, what is BB Day?
That's a very interesting thing. I've not seen this before. BB Day. Hmm. I think trying to work out or trying to guess what BB.
I heard of Hump
Hmm.
Day, and I heard of uh, Leo. Please tell us what BB Day is.
Maybe
We
someone
keep
can
waiting.
prove.
Um, and then
I,
Bobby
I've
saying,
just seen Benjamin Kaufman's.
Bobby saying, Ash, can you please say hi to Leo for me? Well, Bobby, I don't know if you're actually Bobby or you're a bot, so I can't say for sure that you're here. And Leo agrees with me, saying, Bobby, I won't listen to her. It's got to come from you. So, Bobby, you better call Leo and wish him happy BB Day, whatever that is. Um, because, well, he's got to hear it from you. Um, and then Jose is saying no new manager bounce. It will be bad manager bounce for Palace come Saturday. We will be like cage tigers and go smash them. That's what I like to hear. Absolutely, Jose. That's what's going to happen. You are. a prophet. You are Nostradamus. That's what's going to happen. And Potomac is saying they already had first match. Yeah, they did. They did. They did draw against Everton, right? In the first game, that was the first game. Um, and then everyone's saying hi to Bobby. Um, and then Potomac saying Frankfurt manager, always a Frankfurt manager. Oh, oh, Brewing Bollocks Day. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ben. In my head, it just slipped my head that it's Wednesday. Um, oh, I totally forgot about that. I should known that. Everyone, go to the coffee company today. It's Brewing Bollocks Day. You can put in your Florida man stories. It'll be fun. Uh, and then you can play Karen and Darren with Ben and with, I don't know if Kuga's there, but Bobby for sure. Um, and then Chris is saying bare bottom day. Well, Chris, this has become quite a butt-driven show with G-strings and bare bottoms. Uh, Risque, I would say, for Jose. And then Ben saying Bobby is actually Nicaraguan. I did not know that, Bobby. Uh, and here I was thinking you were the same brown as me. And then Bobby's saying, regardless of the manager bounce, thankfully Palace are missing key players and have looked very poor lately. We need 3 points here. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, I agree with this. I think, uh, like for me, I don't see any player, maybe Jordan Ayew, that I feel like that is really, really gonna hurt us. Pardon me. If we were comparing the Levens, I feel like I'm not underestimating Palace as a team. I'm sure that they can hurt us. But I do think that with Eze and Elise missing, there isn't really a player. Mateta, Ayu, they're all good players. But they don't have that extra sort of special something that Eze and Elise have. So I would like those 3 points. What do you think, Chang? Is there a player that you feel in Palace that could really hurt us?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you here. The only danger man what I would really see posing any threat to us would be Jordan Ayew. Uh, Apart from Jordan Ayew, honestly, I can't see too much that their other players have got to offer. Mm, yeah, I can only see Jordan Ayew as the only real sort of threat, the only sort of a player who's going to offer any sort of a challenge to our back four. But again, we're not going to undermine or underestimate any of the players on that day because, this is a team with a new manager. And as I alluded to earlier, teams with new managers, the players are going to be playing out their skins, regardless whether it's Jordan Ayew or whoever else who is looking to prove their worth to the new manager from Frankfurt. So yeah, it's going to be one of those games where you never know who is just going to uh, unleash or unlock that next level to their game that usually isn't on offer, but because of the importance of this Saturday's game, none of these players can be taken lightly. So don't take them for granted, is what I'll say. Don't take any of the Crystal players for granted. Just treat them as equals. Treat them with respect first and foremost, and let's just hope for a very high intensity but very well disciplined game against Crystal Palace, regardless of whom they are going to feel on that day.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely agree with that. And then Ben saying, I'm looking for guests, but Mia's. So if you want to see Mia on Brewing Bollocks, go ahead, head over to the coffee company, and go watch Brewing Bollocks. It'll be fun. And talking about fun, that's what Jose is having, sitting back, feet up, and popcorn in hand. Yeah, Jose, we're doing your job for you. Where are you on your own channel? Huh, Jose? Huh? 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 And then uh, Leo is saying Ash and Chang, we cannot afford to let them score first. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think Leo, if they score first and then they sit back, oh my god, that would just be torture. And then we have lost Chang, so now we are just down to me. Potomac is saying Bisuma is not a 6, he's an 8. Davies is not an inverted fullback, he's a defensive centre back. Kulu's not a natural winger. A lot of players are out of position. It's a great point. I think with the Basuma thing though, I think Ange, Ange doesn't play with sixes traditionally. I think he plays with 6.5s, that can do a little bit of both. They do a little bit of box to box ball carrying. So I wouldn't say it's a double pivot, but it's similar in a sense where, if one's going forward, the other is covering ground at the back, and if the other is going forward, the first one's covering ground at the back. Although Saar is more of that engine than Bentancur and Bissouma. But I do agree with you, Potomac, that he's not a six. That Bissouma is definitely not a six. I do think that in the first 10 games at least, he looked to suit that style of play. Like the fact that he's not a six suited him in the Ange system, because Ange didn't require a traditional six. But I still think that yes, we need someone to recover the ball, to turn over play, to protect the defense. We do need someone who can do that. Whether they play a six or an eight is it, like those traditional numbers are uh, not important. It's the skill set that matters. Davis is not an inverted fullback. Yeah, definitely. Nobody can disagree with this. And Kulu is not a natural winger. I actually agree with this as well. So your point is well taken. Um, and then Leo saying Mia loves the sausage party. Well, then I'm sure you all will have fun watching that on Brewing Bollocks. And Lee's saying we nearly gave Glasner the manager's job before we gave it to clueless Nuno. Make no mistake, Glasner is a decent manager and will do his homework on us. That said, we have better players and should win. Yeah, I agree with this. Glasner is an amazing manager. I think I actually wanted him over Nuno as well when we were first looking. And he's had a few fights with management at Eintracht Frankfurt, etc. And I think that he strikes me as a kind of manager who won't compromise because of an unambitious management like Crystal Palace has, like we have, where we're like, oh, top four is enough for us. Or for Crystal Palace, they're just like, as long as we're somewhere in the reckoning in the top 10 and not in the relegation battle, it's fine. That's not okay for managers like Glasner, for managers like Ange. I rate him as a manager. I think he's good. um Donna's appreciating her love for sausages, and audio artisan saying Schlupp is a tricky player. Not even sure if he's still there. LOL. I don't think he didn't play in the last few games. I'm not sure either. I would have to check that. He wasn't. I don't think he played in the last couple of games at least. And then Jose, anything a la barbacoa is amazing. What are we talking about? I feel like I missed something. Oh, I feel like perhaps this talk is still about sausages and barbecue. And then Potomac is saying they beat Burnley 3-0. That's their last bounce. Yeah, well, we beat Burnley, what, 4-1? Uh, Burnley's hardly a miles, like, benchmark for anything. Um, yeah, and then everyone's talking to each other. Um, And then Jishnu saying, thank you for the resident scout title. Wharton will be playing against us this Saturday. Technically, really good he is. His playmaking ability and switch of play is really impressive for a DM. That is true. So Jishnu being the voice of reason to this otherwise chaotic chat. Um, we let's sort of come down to it now. We've discussed the midfield, the defense, the forwards, Crystal Palace, match predictions. What happens and who scores? Chang? I feel like Chang is running behind us. Chang, can you hear me? Earth to Chang. Testing, testing. One, two, three. Oh, well, Chang is not here again. So everyone else can give me their match predictions in the chat. Um, I personally think it's going to be a 3-1. I don't know why. I feel like we have 2 weeks to prepare for this game. We should do better than we were doing against Wolves, because Wolves are a better team than Palace, in my opinion. So, but it is still a derby, and those are difficult. We are at home, not that that's counted for anything, but I feel like we should win. So I'm gonna go 3-1. I'm gonna stick my neck out and say 3-1. um Chang is finally back with us. Chang, predictions and goal
I'm
scorers.
going to stick for my earlier prediction of 2-1. I'm expecting yet another very closely fought encounter. It's going to be a very tightly fought match this Saturday. I might even see us conceding first again, most probably in the first half, if the past few matches are anything to go by. But I would expect us to have enough in the tank to get back at Crystal Palace and make up for the disappointing loss at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. I would love to see Son Heung-min get back on the score sheet. That is the first thing on my mind. If he does get deployed as a centre forward, so Son Heung-min to score one of our goals, and who knows, maybe a Brennan Johnson goal, a Kulusevski goal, even a James Maddison or a Richarlison goal wouldn't be the worst thing to happen to us. Uh, but the one thing that's for sure is we have to outscore the opposition regardless of the final scoreline. And this is going to be one of those games that's going to be a game of very fine margins. Come the final whistle, I would see either team, the first team to break the deadlock at 1-1. When the score is, deadlocked at 1-1, the next team who scores is going to pretty much go on and win the game. And I hope that's going to be the case. So yeah, come on, you Spurs, and it's going to be 2-1. That's what my gut feeling tells me about this coming Saturday's match against Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. I really hope we don't concede first. That would be torturous to watch. But Bobby is giving us a 2-in-1 prediction. So for Kuva, he's saying 7-3 Spurs. I love Kuva's predictions. And for himself, he's going 2-0 Kamani Spurs. Yeah, do you really see us keeping a clean sheet? Uh, that's amazing. Audio Artisan sees us keeping a clean sheet as well. It's going to be a 4-0 pumping. Oh God, audio artisan. I would give, I would give my grandma for a 4-0 pumping. I swear, it would be it'd be so nice to win a match comfortably for a change. I don't think we've had that for a really long time. And then Potomac saying 4-1. 4-1. That's wow. That would be great as well, Potomac, even without the clean sheet. And then Tequila saying can smell a draw 2-2. Yeah, I think this I will say I wouldn't be surprised if it was either. Lee's saying I'm going for another chaotic home win 3-2. We can't defend under Range. We usually been very good for going forward. Just hope it's not another 100-minute game. It's gonna be Lee. It's gonna be. Um and then uh Leo saying he's getting ready for work. And then Jishnu saying 2-0 or 3-0 Spurs. Jishnu thinks we're gonna keep a clean sheet as well. Lots of clean sheets happening here. And then Bob saying 4-2. Sun, a brace, Richie, and Sar get one each. I like that. I like that a lot. And then Krish is saying big up Ash's grandma. Yeah, poor grandma. She's been given away. And then Donna saying Mr. Yeah, Donna's talking to Tequila. Potomac saying make sure Anderson doesn't have time to pass. I wait for who and starts. If he goes with Royale and Davies, yeah, Potomac. I really hope he doesn't. Like anybody but them. Just try anything else. Play a kid. I don't care. Just do anything but that. Um, and then yeah, everyone's talking to each other. uh so that brings us to the end of our show. uh Hope that everyone's had a wonderful time, and I really 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 hope that we get those 3 points this weekend. I will see you after the game, um probably for White Chart Lane. Chang, where will we find you next? Where can we see you next? Chang?
My next appearance. Are we talking about my next appearance online? Yeah, okay. So my next appearance, I'm scheduled to appear on Kate's Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs on Mondays at half past noon. That's 12:30 p.m. on Mondays. Hopefully, I will have worked out my internet by then because honestly, this has been a disaster. I really thought I had worked around it from yesterday, but unfortunately, the problem is still persisting. So I'm really hoping that between now and the next time I appear on any show, any stream, anywhere, I would have worked on my internet by then. But yeah, uh, next Monday at half past noon, 12:30 p.m. on a Monday, I will be back with Kate and hopefully Jimbo as well on Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs. The other stream that I am hoping to appear on is this Saturday's live watch along with Jacob O'Raven on United Spurs of America, which I hope I'll be able to make it for the halftime and full time match analysis on his watch along. If there are no other streams that I will be appearing on, so yeah, these are the two streams that will be appearing in the foreseeable future.
Um, oh yeah, that's everyone. If you haven't seen Jacob's United Spurs of America watch along, it might possibly be the best watch along, or at least the funniest watch along on the internet. Go watch Jacob scream at everyone. It's always fun. Um, type one if you want Chang on brewing bollocks. Can I type one forever? Like, I'm so the L tell is me typing. Okay, everyone wants Chang on brewing bollocks. That would be amazing. It would be so much fun. Ch- I want to see Chang make up a Florida man story. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the show. Hope to see Chang on brewing bollocks next. And hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope we all win on Saturday. Is it? So come on, as
Saturday,
always,
yes,
come
it's going to
on.
be Saturday.
And then so
Come
everyone,
on, you Spurs!
absolutely. And as always, we leave you with the James Madison song. Have a great week, everyone.
My team has got James Madison. James Madison is what we need. Whoa, thank God we got James Madison. This kid plays ball like